Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I hope everybody is doing well, and let's get into it, man. So, we got this anime called The Beginning After the End. A lot of new anime been coming out. This one came out, I believe, early April, and I'm up to like episode 4 so far. Sub is like one episode ahead of Dub, I believe. I believe they on episode 5. But let's get into it, man. So, The Beginning After the End. So this whole thing basically takes place with like this king, right? He's called King Gray, and like he's mad powerful and everything like that, and he rule over his nation. I don't know if he rule over his entire like world in that sense, but he rules over his nation and everything like that. He's super powerful, but he mysteriously ends up passing away, right? I don't know from what or whatever, but he just falls. I don't know if he was poisoned or whatever. So far, I'm caught up with Dub, like I'm on episode 4, but yeah, it flashed back to him just passing away. And he ends up being reborn as a child, and his name is Arthur. So basically, what it appears to me as, what I interpret it as, he's basically like his mindset is like a man in a boy's body, because he still remembers his past, he still remembers who he was and everything like that. He was just reborn as a boy in like a totally different world. So in his world, his old world, it was more advanced than the new world he was born into. The new world he's born into is more so, how would I say it? It's more so adventurous, like an adventure type of world, fantasy, magic, and stuff like that, swords and stuff. His old world was like sort of more futuristic. I believe it still was magic in his old world, because we through flashbacks we got a sense of who he was as a king and stuff like that, and his power, the glow, how would you call it, the aura around his glow and everything like that, presents that he had magic, he had magical power. But fast forward, he's in the new world. He's a child, but he thinks like an adult. So that's why I say he's like a man in a boy's body. So his parents named him Arthur, and as you guessed it, he ends up becoming exceptionally gifted. His power level is like high. You know what I'm saying? To the point to where his father thought, he needs a professional trainer. Like he needs to train this new power he has, because he's exceptionally gifted. He even spars with his father's old crew in terms of like adventurers, because I think his father used to be an adventurer or something like that before he settled down and married his wife and had Arthur, and also having another kid on the way. But anyway, besides that, so Arthur, he's exceptionally gifted, and his father thinks that he needs to be trained to hone his skills and stuff like that. But yeah, if I had to rate this anime so far, because I'm on episode 4, I don't know how many episodes they plan on dropping in the season, but if I had to rate it, I'll give it an 8. I'll give it an 8 overall. I don't want to give it a 10 or a 9, because the story is further progressing, but I rocks with it so far. It's pretty good. The animation is pretty good, and I like the fact that the direction that they going with this story. He was mysteriously, I don't know what happened to him. They just showed the flashback of him just dropping, and then that was it. I wish they could have explained more about like his death, like how he passed away. Like, was it poison? Did he have a heart attack or something internally? They didn't really explain it. Hopefully later on they'll explain it or something. But yeah, he just passed away. That's kind of a con about this. Like they not really going into too much about his previous life, which I wish they did. The only thing I can take away from it is that he was a king, and he was, I ain't gonna lie, he was living type ruthless. You know, I don't want to say too much, but check out the this anime and y'all know what I mean. He was moving type ruthless. Like he didn't care about you having a child or none of that. Like you have a family or none of that. He was moving ruthless. But in this new world, I like the fact that they like change how, like he's changing how the way he was once living. Like it seems like he wants to live different, you know, and he was taught lessons and stuff. I feel like the more he's been learning, the more like his character is changing. Like the fact that, you know, he, like I said, he don't want to live. He's moving away from living like how he used to live, like all ruthless and stuff. Instead of moving like, how do I say this? He was moving like, if you get in his way, he'll crush you. Now he's moving like, oh, I want to use my powers, my gifts to protect those I care about, which he mentioned in this anime, by the way. But yeah, it's pretty good so far. Like I'm really rocking with it. I can't wait to see episode 5. Sub is ahead of us by 1. I don't know if I mentioned that, but yeah, they ahead of us by 1 episode. But I can't wait to see episode 5 and see the direction that they're going with this. But yeah, it's a well-deserved 8. Like this is pretty good, and I hope you guys go check it out. I don't want to say too much or go into too much detail, especially since it's new and everything, and I want you guys to really go check it out. But it's pretty good so far. I'll give it a solid 8. And with that being said, we got other reviews on this channel, and based on those reviews, you could take a look at those animes. And we also have reactions on this channel, and based on those reactions, you could take a look at those animes as well. And I'm out.